eat coffee. Coffee is drink one ma. How come coffee can eat leh? Hi everyone, this is Kriscell from Kristainment. I hope you have a wonderful day. Alright, today I prepared a 100 sub special, and in today's video I'm going to talk about Singlish. Yes, alright. So for those of you who have been to Singapore before, be it you come from a Malay speaking country, a Mandarin speaking country, or even an English speaking country, okay, the minute you step foot in Singapore and you happen to find two locals communicating with each other, you may be able to understand some of the words that came out of their mouth, but I bet some of the time you won't be able to even understand the full sentence. No surprise, that is because the locals here usually speak Singlish. So what is Singlish? Okay, Singlish is a mixture, I would like to call it a mixture of English, Malay, Mandarin, and the different dialects that we have here in Singapore. You can call it a rojak of languages. Okay, now you guys will ask, what is a rojak? Okay, rojak is a salad dish, okay, local salad dish, whereby, you chop up different vegetables and fruits, you put it into a mixing bowl, and then you add in the prawn paste and then mix it all up, and then you serve. It's a very wonderful dish. It's a very signature local dish, and it's the perfect explanation of what Singlish is, because different languages are mixed together in the mixing bowl, and then ba-ba, yeah, you have it, Singlish, a perfect language that has been used by the locals here in Singapore. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to talk about what is the top 10 Singlish terms that I find it very interesting and I want you to know. Okay, but before I did dive into what are the top 10 terms or Singlish terms that I want you to know, okay, as usual, if you are new to my channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you'll be notified of any new videos that I'll be doing. Alright, so before I go on to the 10 Singlish phrases that I want you to know, I want to share a very side experience that I have, okay, many years ago when using Singlish and the benefit that it brings. Okay, you will be surprised. Alright, so many years ago when I'm still serving the army, okay, we are having our this overseas training exercise in Taiwan. Okay, so during the R&R, okay, we were just strolling the street of Taipei, and then we happened to pass by this bubble tea shop or 珍珠奶茶 shop lah. Okay, so then me and my buddy just happens, hey, maybe let's grab a cup of the bubble tea. We'll try the authentic Taiwan bubble tea. So we queued, and then as usual, the queue was long, so we started to talk to each other, blah 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 in Singlish. And then when it's our turn to order, okay, the lady behind the counter, okay, she actually before we actually place our order, she was just saying, hey, what are you guys, what language are you guys speaking? It's very interesting, it's very cute, because she's able to understand some words of it, but she cannot understand fully. Then we explained to her that, okay, we are from Singapore, and then the language that we use is called Singlish, which is a mixture of Mandarin, English, Malay, and even Hokkien, which is one of the dialects that we speak here and in Taiwan as well. Then she was like, wow, that's the first time she ever heard Singlish. Okay, when she's surprised, we are also surprised. Okay, that's the first time we heard that someone actually heard of Singlish. Okay, we thought that Singlish has been so widely used that anyone who knows if we are from Singapore, they will be speaking Singlish. So we are surprised, she's surprised, and that surprise for both of us actually earned us 2 free cups of bubble tea. Alright, 2 free cups of bubble tea. This is the first time in my life that I ever, first time in my life that I actually have benefits from using Singlish. Okay, and it's also my last time lah. Okay, ever since that incident, I'm trying to use Singlish everywhere, including Australia and things like that. But sad to say, no more benefits. Okay, only in Taiwan. That's the only time that I managed to earn 2 cups of bubble tea, one for me and one for my buddy, and then that's it. Okay, but it is still a very nice experience to know that actually Singlish has its own benefit, and it's actually quite unique to Singapore. Alright, so I think that's enough for my side experience, so let's get on to the main topic. Okay, so the first term that I'll be sharing with you guys is how are you, or how have you been. Okay, so in Singlish, okay, usually, especially in the case whereby 2 friends have not been seeing each other for a very long time and they are very close friends, okay, so what usually would do is they will have a tap on the shoulder and say, Seh Boh! And then the friend will reply, Seh lah! Things like that. And then what it means is that, how are you? And I'm good. That's the ask, and that's a reply. Okay, but whenever I say Seh Boh, especially when my Westerner friends were to hear that, right? Okay, they were thought that I'm cursing. I'm not too sure is it because of the tone that I'm using. Okay, because whenever we say "Oh Seh Boh," okay, we tend to assert ourselves. You know, we want to have this excitement that wow, it's really a very long time not seen you. I just want to know how have you been. You know, and then when the guy replied, "Oh say lah," you know, he also wants to just let me know that he's fine and he's very happy to meet up with me. That's why this is a tone. But I'm not too sure why some of my friends, when they hear it for the first time, they initially they thought that I'm cursing the other person. Okay, so if you're in Singapore and someone say "Ho Seh Boh," okay, don't get offended. Just reply "Ho say lah," you know, in the same tone, and then you'll be fine. And then you know the conversation can go on. Okay, then the next term, okay, that I'll be sharing with you is, you know, especially when you are embarrassed, shy, or you want to say sorry or excuse me. Okay, instead of saying all these different words, okay, in Singapore, in Singlish, we have this very simple word that can be multi-use, and that is Paiseh. Okay, so for example, I say, "Hey, Paiseh I want to trouble you." Okay, or I say, "Wow, Paiseh lah, you know, shy or Paiseh lah," things like that. So Singlish is also one of the few languages, I wouldn't call it official language lah, but a few languages whereby one phrase can mean many different things. All right, and in this case, it can mean embarrassed, shy, sorry, or excuse me. Okay, it just depends on the occasion, how you use it. So the same word Paiseh can actually be used for this term. So next time if you are here in Singapore, okay, when you want to say any of this, you want to express any of these emotions or feelings, just use the word Paiseh. Okay, the next term, okay, especially during the COVID period, okay, a lot of this word has been used quite regularly in all the eateries. Okay, so you know, I believe in your country when you want to go to a restaurant and you want to order takeaway, you just say takeaway, right? But here we don't use the word takeaway. I mean, we do, especially for those pizza or things like that. But for the normal coffee shop or the Kopi that we frequent in, okay, we don't use the word takeaway. In fact, the uncle or auntie they're serving us, they were like, "Takeaway? Oh, what do you mean? What do you want? Take away what?" So they won't understand what's the word take away. Okay, but you will just tell them Tabao. Tabao means pack. Okay, then they will understand, oh, you want to take away, you want to packet it. Okay, so if you're in Singapore, please do not use the word take away, especially if you're in a coffee shop, because no one, trust me, I don't think anyone will understand what you mean by take away unless that shop is selling some Western food. Okay, if not, most likely they will not understand what do you mean by take away. Okay, just use the word Tabao, or you can do the action this. Okay, this is called Tabao. Okay, basically you put in the styrofoam box. So when you do that, they will understand what it means. Alright, so the next term that I'm going to share with you guys, or the next English that I'm going to share with you guys, can be used in the situation of inconvenience or in the oh no situation. Alright, and the word is Alamak. Okay, so for example, if you in the oh no situation, so instead of saying oh no, you will use the word Alamak. Or is something that's inconvenience to you, you use the word Alamak. You know, it has a kind of expression. So same thing as the previous term, or like what most Singlish. You know, Alamak can be used differently and in different situations. It just depends on how you use it and the tone that you say out. You know, it is actually a very common Singlish term that has been widely used in Singapore. Okay, so the next term that I'm going to share with you, right, has an associated action or act, alright, and it's only applicable to eateries. Okay, for example, and when I say eateries, are not those that are in the restaurants. Okay, usually these are all those free sitting eateries like in the hawker center, food court, or even kopitiam. Okay, so you know, whenever you go to those free sitting areas, you will want to find a seat as soon as possible, and then you know, while your friends are ordering your food, some of you will have to sit down there, or you will have to, you know, in a way reserve that table. But because it's a free sitting one, there's no official reservation system, so you can't really reserve. But in Singapore, right, usually we will do this. Okay, we will say that we will chope a place, we will chope a seat, we will chope a table, chope, CHOPE, we will chope a table. Okay, and the act of chopping, right, involve placing an almighty pack of tissue paper. Yes, an almighty pack of tissue paper is all you need. That's the only thing you ever need to chop or to reserve a table. Don't believe, right? Don't believe. I also don't believe, until I see it happen. I'm impressed. So if you go to a coffee shop or hawker center especially, you realize that there are a lot of empty tables. No one is sitting there. But you will see that the table all got tissue paper on, tissue packs. Okay, but no one is sitting on them. People are like looking around for seats, but no one's there to sit there because the table has been choped. It has been reserved. The almighty tissue paper put on the table or the seat is so powerful that you cannot move it away. That is the power of tissue paper. Okay, other than tissue paper, of course, there are other items that you can use to chop a table or a seat. Okay, I have seen other than tissue paper, what I have seen, I've seen water bottles, I've seen lanyards, I've seen name cards. Okay, these are the more common ones. Keys, sometimes, not popular, a bunch of keys you put them on the table. Okay, but usually, it's not as powerful as the tissue paper, but I have not seen anyone chop a table or the seat with their mobile phone. Try putting an iPhone 11. You try putting an iPhone. Or put their wallet there to choke. I have not seen it yet. Maybe the minute they put there, the phone is gone already, or the wallet is gone already, alright? But it's true, in Singapore, people reserve a table in those free sitting areas, okay, by just simply placing a tissue pack. Okay, so next time if you're in Singapore and it happens to go to the hawker center to have your lunch or dinner, or if you see an empty table, make sure you see around the table, is there any tissue paper? And if there is, please don't go and clear it. It basically means that the table has been reserved or choked. Alright, so the next term that I'm going to share with you, right, it has been used a lot. I mean, a lot of Singaporeans always use this word. Okay, a lot of Singaporeans will always use this word. In fact, it is such a common word that you will almost hear it almost, at least minimally you hear it once a day. Okay, minimally if you're in Singapore, you hear it once a day. Okay, so it's in English words, English term. Okay, it's used to express like something is very nice, so nice, very good, so good. Okay, when you watch a play, for example, usually after the play ends and if the performance is very good, okay, what will you say? You will say the word bravo, bravo, right? Okay, in Singapore we don't use the word bravo. We use the word Shiok. Okay, I must say Shiok. And when we use the word Shiok, your thumb must give a thumbs up. Okay, must use a thumbs up. You cannot just use like Shiok. No impact. The impact is not there. You want the impact, must be Shiok. So when you eat chili, the chili is so spicy and you cannot take it. You will use the word Shiok. When you drink some very nice drink or eat very nice food, it's so good and so nice. You will say, wow, Shiok. See? Naturally it will come out. Your thumbs up must come out. So if you're in Singapore and you want to use the word Shiok, okay, make sure whenever you use it, thumbs up and say Shiok. Alright, so this term that I'm going to share with you now, right, is a term that I have been using it a lot. Okay, in fact, in some of my older videos, you will have seen me using this term. Alright, and the English word is actually coffee. Okay, so instead of saying coffee, what I usually will say is in Singlish is Kopi. So, and then in Singapore, if you want to go to a coffee shop to have a cup of coffee, so instead of saying coffee shop, okay, you will say Kopi Tiam. Okay, so Kopi means coffee, then the Tiam means shop. Okay, so we say Kopi Tiam. Okay, but I'm not going to stop here at just the word Kopi Tiam, which is very, very local. I know it's very Singlish already. I'm not going to stop there. In fact, I'm going to teach you guys a phrase that you will be using it. Okay, or you may hear people using it on you when you're in Singapore. Okay, so when people want to ask you for coffee, okay, so they will ask you like, do you want to drink coffee? Okay, but they will not say it in English usually usually most people will not say it. They will just ask you, hey, lim kopi mai, lim kopi lah. Okay, so lim kopi, lim means drink, kopi of course is coffee. Okay, so lim kopi. But then this term even among Singlish, right? Okay, this term lim kopi is only used I would say by the younger generation. Okay, by the younger generation. My father generation, they don't use the word lim kopi. What they use is Jiak kopi. So what Jiak means? Jiak is eat. So I was like thinking, when I first heard of this term, I was thinking to myself, eat coffee. Coffee is drink one. How come coffee can eat? So I also don't know, you know. I tried to ask my dad, but my dad also don't have an answer for that. I mean, of course, when he's still alive, when I was asking him. So he doesn't have an answer for that as well. But, you know, over the years, I start to get used to it, you know. So in the past, all the uncles and aunties that I see today, they still use the word Jiak Kopi, Jiak Kopi, Jiak Kopi. So I Jiak Kopi mai, I Jiak Kopi mai, I Jiak Kopi mai. They don't use the word Alin Kopi mai, Alin Kopi mai, Alin Kopi mai. They don't use that. They use the word Jiak instead of Lim. Whereas the younger generation like us, we use the word Lim. So I think it's more of a generation thing, but I think literally it means the same thing. Drink coffee. So next time if you're in Singapore, someone asks you want to Jiak Kopi or Lim Kopi, just say yes, Kopi. Okay, the next term. Okay, if you are not invited to an event, you will feel sad, right? So what will you say to the person? Hey, why you never invite me? Okay lah, I mean it's correct. There's no wrong. You know, the why you never invite me is correct, but not so nice, right? When you hear it, it doesn't feel so localish, right? In Singapore, especially. So in Singapore, right, we have this very nice term, okay, and it's called, hey, why you never jio me? Why Bojio? Bojio leh. Why you never jio me? Why you Bojio me? You know. So when we say the word Bojio, means that you never invite. Okay. So whenever someone, you know, when you want to just to let that person know, hey, you should have invited me. You know, you should have invited me. So instead of saying like, hey, why you never invite me? Sounds rude, ma. So what we say is, hey, why you Bojio? You know. Okay, so next time you're in Singapore and someone never invite you to, or they forget to invite you for some events or things like that, okay, don't get offended. Just tell them, hey, why Bojio? Okay, the next term that I'm going to share is to express when you are bored. Okay, when you are bored in Singapore, right, you don't say I'm bored. Okay, I am bored. So many words. Why say that? Okay, what we usually say is Sian. One word only, just one word. Effective, efficient, and people can understand. When you say Sian, people know already, means you are bored. Okay. When I say that, wow, this show is so Sian, it means that the show is so boring. Alright, so use the word Sian. Okay, you can use to express whether you are bored or the thing is boring or something is just not to your liking. Just use the word Sian. It's not very offensive. It's not very offensive, I must say. So when you just find that the person is, you know, just keep talking, and then it's so boring, right? You just say, wow, very Sian. See, not offensive, right? You just say, wow, very Sian. Because it could mean that you are bored. It could mean that he is boring or she is boring, or it could mean other things. You know, so but it let people around you know that you are bored. You are affected by it, so you are bored. Okay, so use the word Sian next time when you're in Singapore, or you know, use it with your friends if they understand. Okay, if they don't understand, then they will like, what's Sian? What are you talking about? Okay, so make sure if you use it correctly, use it to someone who understands. Then it could be very effective to express the expression of bored. Okay, so the next term, very interesting. Okay, it's a very natural thing that most of us will say. Okay, so for example, like if you need to pee or you need to poo, okay, naturally you will say that, hey, I need to go to the gents, I need to go to the ladies. Or in local terms, some of us may say, I need to go to the toilet. Okay, they don't care what you want to do in the toilet lah. You can be to pee or to poo, but you just say that I need to go to the toilet. Okay, but the older auntie and uncles, right, they don't like to use the word toilet. I don't know why. They like to use the word to pee or to poo in their own terms. And in Singlish, we say Pang Jio or Pang Sai. So Pang Jio, right, means to pee. Pang Sai means to poo. Okay, so next time if you hear an auntie or uncle say that, hey, Pang Jio mai, means that, do you want to pee? Or Pang Sai mai, okay, usually they will not say that because it's very offensive lah. Okay, but if they really say Pang Sai mai, it means they asking you, do you want to poo? Alright, so don't get offended. It's just the way how the older generation express this to a very natural thing, the core of nature. Okay, this is how the older generation will call it. So don't get offended when you hear that the next time. Alright, there you have it, the 10 Singlish phrases. Alright, so here I'm going to throw in a little bit special, I'm going to throw in a little bit extra. Okay, so as you guys know, Singlish is a very lazy language. Okay, so you have seen it before, how a single term can mean very different things. Okay, here I'm going to share with you how I can also add in certain Singlish phrases to an English word, and it could mean different thing. And the English word that I'm going to use here is can, C-A-N. Can I do this? Can I do that? Okay, that can, huh? Okay, so I'm going to add in this word, meh. So, can meh? When I say can meh, it becomes a question. Sure or not? Are you sure? It means, can meh means, are you sure? Are you sure that can be done? Now, or if I use the word can law, can plus L-O-R, law. What it means is that, okay, can, but with some level of uncertainty. If I use the word can plus la, L-A-R, okay, it means that, wow, no problem, sure can do one. Okay, let's go, can do. See, just by using meh, law, la, it could mean different thing. So next time if you're in Singapore, you can try to explore. You can try to explore some English words with this meh, law, la. If you are not familiar with meh, law, la, just use normal English. Okay, just use normal English. It will work fine. It will work fine. At least with the younger generation, they can understand your English perfectly. No problem. All right. So I think that's it for this video. So if you like this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. Shiok, shiok, shiok. Give it a big thumbs up. All right. And if you are new to my channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell button so that you'll be notified of any new videos that I'll be doing. So till my next video, this is Kriscell signing off.